I've just got my son one of these OS Maxes, B21. They're a buggy engine, off-road buggy engine. The good on YouTube, the reviews on these, I won't do a review because I don't need to. There's tons of good ones on YouTube. I've just updated the Venturi because you get these plastic ones. These are all right, but you'll get a bit of flex with them. But I've just updated it. I put a 6 in there because he's only just starting out. He's only 9.5, so he's only just starting. So we don't need tons of power. And for our local track, you don't need that much. But yeah, it's a beautiful engine. Now in Australia, these are 3. I got this from Model Flight, which is the importer. It was $318, but the shipping was free, so basically got it for around $320, you know, with freight. Yeah, the good thing about these is the internals are cheap, and later I'm going to show you what to check, because if it's too much wear, or if it's getting to that point of wear, there's 2 things you can do. Okay, you can either repair it, or what I'd probably do is sell it on as a used engine. One of them is on the crank where the conrod goes in. You've got to measure that, the crank where the pin is on the crank. You've got to measure that from new, write down the measurements, and then, because if that wears like 0.1, then yeah, you're not really gonna get the performance from the engine. It's gonna start doing stupid things. I mean, it takes a lot of wear to get that down to that, but I mean, if it gets down to about 0.7, so on that crank, as most of you know, on the end of that crank, there's a pin that connects to the conrod. You got now from new, you got to measure that, and then make sure it doesn't go down 0.01, basically. You don't need to go any lower than that because there's just too much wear on it. I mean, you can't really measure the conrod, but what I'd probably do is measure that, and then measure the piston and sleeve as best you can at the top and bottom, and then keep a little running book on the wear. And but if that crank pin has too much wear, you know, if it's got about 0.8, which will take about a year or so, I would probably move this on cheap, you know, for about 150 or something like that. You're better off, because if you spend 150 on it, you're still not gonna get enough stuff to fix up the engine. The head might be okay, and the body and the carb might be okay, but just the conrod, piston and sleeves, $150 in Australia. So what you're better off doing, just for a club engine, is move this on for 150, add another 150 and get a new engine. So that's economical. I mean, you'll always sell an OS for $150. And these things have got power, mate. They really have got power. It's just that the crank, on the end of the crank, it's not balanced. So, you know, what can you expect for $300 where the speeds are twice as much as that? You know, they're, well, nearly, they're 550. So, yeah, that's but for a club engine, no matter what your level is, I recommend these OS Maxes, and then keep them for about a year. take some measurements on the end of the crank where the pin is, measure that, and then if that gets lower than if that gets too low and there's too much play, then it's time to get rid of the engine. You don't want much play on that. So, and then measure the piston and sleeve at the top and at the bottom, and keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on the wear. I mean, if the piston's coming up, you know, 80%, and you've got wear on your crank pin, then it's time to go. I mean, you can do them up, but it's not economical. It's more economical for you to run keep the head. I've got a rubber, like a rubber sleeve that goes over that head, so he doesn't mash the head. It's more economical for you to sell it on for 150, and then put the 150 towards a new one, so you get a brand new engine. So you've only got to keep throwing in, you know, about $150, and you got a good club engine.